Hello again. This is Susie Keidel, Assistant Director in Accountability and EdTech, and this is part 3 of 3 of a series entitled Data Analysis Support Series After Collaboration. So the focus of these video series have really been to talk about preparing for the work when it comes to data analysis or other times when you're bringing teams of teachers or staff together to do work together. So it talked about preparing, and then what do you do while the work is happening, and then this is the final segment, which is what do you do after the work. So the MOU is finished. You've got some ideas and some thoughts about what you observed, some things maybe you want to improve. So what do you do next? So this is the after. So the first thing you want to do is do just that. You want to review the work that was produced. So we have some great examples in our district. One of those is if the teachers are doing a data protocol. As a site leader, you have the data protocol spreadsheet, so you can immediately go into your computer, open that spreadsheet up that's found in the site leader folders course in its learning. You can see what was documented by your teachers as they went through that data analysis protocol. So that's one easy example of reviewing the work. Then you can, right in that moment, take some notes about what worked, complete your leadership piece if it's appropriate. And again, my recommendation whenever you do that leadership piece is bring somebody else in to be your partner in getting that work done. You also may have a structure in place where teams are documenting their work through minutes, so you can review those minutes. One of the best practices I learned at my last site was we document our work in the moment that we're doing the work. So before any of us left the room, we would document and get our minutes submitted. So you don't have one team member that's leaving the work and has to go do it after the bell rings later that day. The other thing is there may be work products. So did they review some work samples together? Did they look at some other data pieces? So they may have something that you can look at that they maybe have submitted to you. You also have more observation or more qualitative data that you can collect. So were groups working together? Were everybody getting a voice in the conversation? Was the structure appropriate? Did you see some missed pieces where maybe your instructions could have been stronger or the task may have not been as clear as it could have been? So you're just going to review what was done. And again, this could be a really informal process or it could be some formal note-taking. I always am looking for things that we can celebrate from the work. So as you're reflecting, you're thinking about really what worked, because of course we want to think positively and have that growth mindset. So even though there maybe have been something that you missed or was missed by the staff, you really want to celebrate what they did right. And that's what you would really want to be able to hold on to and take back to your staff as you share what you've observed and what best practices you noted. The other thing is you always want an opportunity to gather feedback. So at the end of their time together, staff can do a quick plus delta missing, which is one of our district practices for gathering feedback. It could be a quick survey that they fill out, as they leave a meeting to give feedback on what worked, especially as structures are new and you're experimenting with what works for your particular staff. Getting that feedback is always good. You can go more for an improvement science tact and maybe call a couple teachers in, maybe one that led the work and one that just participated, and have them give you some informal feedback about what they felt was effective and what suggestions they might have for next steps. So whatever that feedback is, you want to collect it. If you have others that were leading the work, their input would also be important to gather. So if you have a co-administrator that's helping you partner in this work, you want to use them, or again, as I mentioned earlier, one of the leaders in that work. Then, as I have referenced all along, you want to identify what you're going to celebrate with your staff, and you want to share feedback. So typically, an easy way to do this is if you use a PowerPoint or a Google Slides presentation with your staff during your weekly MOUs. You can put those celebrations from observations from that work. So what did you notice? When you notice collaborative structures, did you notice a best practice that you saw someone was actively facilitating every person being a part of the conversation? So you want to share that feedback. And then if you did get some feedback on how to improve, you can share that improvement feedback as well. I had 2 or 3 people say that we felt that they didn't have enough time on this work. And so how are you going to then address that feedback? So what I've done is I've shortened up For the next time we do this, I've shortened up the piece where we're doing maybe some business to make that a little shorter, or I've moved that to the end so that we can prioritize your work. So you just want to keep it open, keep those lines of communication open, and the fact that you're modeling the growth mindset and how to continue to get better, being the best at getting better, as they would say in our district. You definitely want your staff to be a partner in that work. And what happens next? So you've done that, you've shared your feedback, so you get ready for the next process. So I know working at a site in our district, every Monday is an opportunity to try another process, to do it over again, to improve the process. So you just want to continue that cycle. Remember that plan, do, study, act cycle, and get ready, be prepared, and use these. If these tools have been helpful to you, the series of videos reminding you of some of the steps, these are here for you to use. If they can be improved, please share what maybe was missing or maybe a suggestion you have. But anyway, so don't give up on the collaboration process. Keep your chin up. Know that you can continue to get better, and you'll be great. And finally, if you have any questions, if you have any requests or any feedback, I'm the one you want to give it to. So Susie Keidel, Assistant Director, Accountability and Ed Tech. Our phone number is there as well as my email. So please let me know if there's something more I can do or our department can do to support you in this work. But go out there and have really highly effective collaboration time with your staff. In support, take care. Thank you so much.